Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Neurodiverse Wrestling Obsessed. I'm your host, John Arroyo, and today I'm going to give a really quick recap of SmackDown. Not a lot happened. Some stuff did happen, but it was sad news that Hulk Hogan, Hulkamania, died a couple days ago. So SmackDown was more like in a remembrance of him, and it was really good. So let me get right into that before doing my review. So we start off the show with everyone memorizing Hulk Hogan, everyone outside. Triple H gives a heartfelt speech. They do the 10 bell ring. And most of the show is just vignettes of people talking about Hogan and what he did for wrestling and the company and WWE as a whole. It was really heartfelt. And it is true. Like, love him or hate him, Hulk Hogan was a big part of wrestling. So wrestling lost a big person. So now on to the show. So we open with Logan Paul talking all his nonsense, thinking he's the GOAT, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. The same stuff Logan always says. Jelly Roll comes out saying that Logan is disrespectful. He doesn't know what he only knows how to be a bad inspiration. Jelly Roll is a good inspiration. They get into an argument back and forth. Paul calls Drew. Jelly calls Randy. They get into a fight. It was a pretty good brawl. At the end, Paul and Drew beat him up, but Randy helps with the numbers games. So that match is already set for SummerSlam, and I can't wait to see how it goes. Jelly Roll did some good new moves. That was really cool and impressive. And then we get the match of Alexa Bliss and Roxanne Perez. It was a nice match. I felt like timing of the match was a little slow at times, but Alexa and Roxanne did really good. The main talking point was near the end of the match. Charlotte took out Raquel. Raquel came back in, tried to take out Charlotte. Alexa dived on the outside. She kind of busted her mouth, I think, because she was bleeding. And then Roxanne steals the win. And then after, Alexa's like cleaning up herself from her in-ring incident of her, I think, bleeding from the mouth or the nose. I don't know. She gets some type of injury. And Charlotte's helping her clean it up. And she says at SummerSlam, it's okay because you're my partner. You're my tag team partner. We got this. And Alexa's like, this is the first time you say tag team partner. And Charlotte's like, yeah, and smiles. I feel like Charlotte is going to turn on Alexa only because we never saw this baby face of Charlotte. And I think she's only doing it to get the crowd's reaction. But I just feel like Charlotte's such a better heel. And I feel like this is where Alexa can go back to the Wyatt Sicks in a way. And that would be really cool to see Alexa with Uncle Howdy in them. And the way to do it is Charlotte backstabs her. Alexa's like, we had this deal. Alexa sends Nikki and some people to kind of mess with Charlotte. That's what I'm thinking. I'm going to talk more about that in my prediction for SummerSlam. And then we get back to the interview with Jade Cargill. She's talking about what she wants to do at SummerSlam. She's going to win against Tiffany. The match is going to be good, but the build for the show is not good for those two. They only had one vignette. Chelsea Green comes in, pretty much stealing the spotlight because Chelsea Green just has this aura that like she can just do anything. Give her any type of story, Chelsea Green can make money out of it. So Chelsea Green talks to the interviewer, talking a lot of garbage about Jade. Jade is behind her, so Jade says, okay, bet. Drags her into the ring, and then they have a match. Pretty much it was a quick match, and Jade wants to Jade it after the Secret Service beats down Jade, but Tiffany comes in for the save, and both women look at it, the title. Pretty good build up for their match. Not a lot, but at least it was a good build up. And then, oh my God, we had Cody Rhodes showing up, talking about how he's going to beat this respect out of John Cena, and he's going to bring the title back to the WWE. And then we get a surprise match of The Miz versus Jacob Fatu, because backstage shenanigans, Jacob Fatu was talking about his match. The Miz kind of interfered because, they're in Cleveland, Ohio, his hometown. So they go back and forth. But Solo shows up. Miz almost wins, but then the Solo's bloodline kind of just beats up Jay to a pulp. And beats up Fatu. It's so many Samoans, guys. You think I'm gonna know all of their names. Sometimes I mix them up. So we have Fatu getting beat up by every bloodline member, then Solo's bloodline. Then Jimmy comes in for the save. Pretty much that steel cage match is going to be good. And I can't wait to see how that all aligns. But I feel like we're going to get Bloodline versus Bloodline at War Games. I can't wait to see how that all plays out. And then we get the Street Profits with B-Fab backstage, pretty much talking about how Ray Phoenix and Andrade is not going to get the win. Because, come on, it's the Wyatt Sicks. Wyatt Sicks has been demolishing the whole tag team division. And if we can't beat them, who can? And then DIY and Candice LeRae shows up. There's a little drama. Candice is back of the line. B-Fab says, hell no. They argue, and then they all split away. Hopefully that means we get a feud with all of them. Because I would really love to see a 6-person feud with DIY and Street Profits. And then, guys, I felt like this was we finally get the women's US title. Yes, it's been almost 3-4 weeks, and now Julia and Vega actually could showcase. I'm kind of mad about it. We got the return of Kiana James. No big return pop. No she's in a match with Julia and she aligns herself. No. I guess backstage Kiana just aligns herself with Julia, so now she's Julia manager. So Julia have a speaking piece. Vega says she wants her rematch. Kiana's well, you get it next week on SmackDown. Okay. Hopefully that builds into something. But a U.S. title haven't been in a pay-per-view in I don't know how long. And it was good when Chelsea Green held it. Vega had potential. And then when Julia got it, I was like, okay, they're going to maybe do some cool, storyline out of it. But I feel like the U.S. title, they don't really know what to do with it. So hopefully the match next week kind of helps it. And they deserve more time, both of them. Selena Vega is a star. Julia is a star. Actually utilize them. Because, what is the whole point of the U.S. Women's Championship then at this point? And then we get the main event. And it was my favorite part of the night. So we had the Wyatt Sicks versus Andrade, Ray Phoenix. Good back and forth. Andrade and Phoenix looked like they was going to win at near the end. But Nikki Cross, finally Nikki Cross. I love Nikki Cross, but sometimes she just be sitting out there. Actually, she did something. She pulled the referee out, disqualification, then all the tag teams come fighting, and the Scooby-Doo gang comes to beat the spooky uglies. And Nick Aldis is you know what? I'm done. I'm done with this, Blumhouse, Friday the 13th, Chucky. I'm done of all these horror villains versus Scooby-Doo gang. So you know what? At SummerSlam, we're going to get a TLC match with everyone in it. Yes, we're going to get a giant TLC match with all SmackDown teams. And that kind of closes off the night. So yeah, it was kind of a nice, show of SmackDown. It wasn't that much storyline. It was more a nice little, okay, this is what we're building to SummerSlam. These are some stuff that we're building to in the future. Stuff like that. So hopefully you guys liked the video, and I will see you guys next time.